Hello, I'm Kristen from the Neverending TBR in Kristen's Corner. I have hopes and dreams that this month is going to be as epic as last month, but just in case, I've already read 4 books and haven't talked about them yet. So I finally got to this one, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful book. It's about a older, well, more mature man that is getting ready for his 50th birthday, and it's what he did in his 49th year, and just everyday wacky stuff that happens to people, but told in this very, like, I don't know, it was almost like an innocent way, even though some of the situations he got himself in were not innocent. But yeah, the main part of the story is just that sometimes less is more. Les is his name, like his last name. I forget. It's like, it starts with an O, doesn't it? My eyes jumping. What was your name? I don't remember. Arthur? Was it Arthur Les? That's not an O. Doesn't help me that they call him by Les all the time. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He's also he's recognized as a writer that writes for the LGBT mafia, the letter mafia group, and he keeps getting nominated for awards for being a voice in that community, but he never gets the prize because they feel that he's not enough to show accomplishment. Basically, it's really weird. He gets snubbed by weird stuff, but yeah, it's just about him reflecting on his life and the fact that he's turning 50 and things that he would have changed, things that, you know, he appreciated about his life. And it was kind of like a warm hug. It was a really good book. I read Sounds Like Love. I'm not even going to touch it. I gave it a 2-star. I joined in with the, oh God, Swoony Scone Society. Is that what it's called? I don't know. But it's a read along of this author. I keep messing up her name. And I did not like this book at all. I did not like it. I did not resonate with either of the main characters. I didn't really care. I didn't care, and I didn't realize that this author has like some supernatural, paranormal kind of thing in each book. So the fact that they could hear each other's thoughts was kind of cool, but I had issue with it. Like, they're both musicians, and I can understand him not knowing her voice, but this woman is a songwriter who has gone to school for, you know, music theory and things like that, and the guy, he was an ex-boy band that she followed with her friend all through her teenage years, and she's constantly talking about how she knows so much about him, but she wasn't really a fan and all this other stuff. But you're singing to each other in your head because the song is stuck, and you don't know who's singing to you. Really bothered me. I don't know why that was like top tier beef with the book. I don't know. There were a lot of things that just I did not enjoy, but I loved the best friend. I love the fact that the wild horses get to be wild horses after the storm. Like, I thought that was so cool. And I liked the revelry, the music hall. I thought that was super cool. It had potential. It didn't hit for me. And then I jumped into this one after that one, and this also didn't hit as well. I want to say I gave it 4 stars. This was cuter. It was also tough going back to back with the female main character. Their mothers have something going on. This one, the mom passes from ALS, and she's reflecting a lot about her 20s because that was a horrible way of describing it, but this is about a couple in their 30s, and they go on a hiking retreat in Toronto, Ontario, I don't know, somewhere in Canada, and they get to re-know each other, and it's really beautiful. Like, there's some really cute scenes in it. I had a hard time with the female main character because she was very entitled, but as you read the book, you have to find out why she is the way she is and why she never matured more, because she kind of just held on to where she was in her 20s when her mom passes. So I loved her husband. Her husband was just an adorable human. So I did like this book. And then I just finished this one. Oh my gosh. I like to Scooby-Doo it and try and figure out who it is and who done it before I get to the last page. And I like it when I'm surprised, and I was surprised with this one. This one is about Maggie. She, her family had fled her childhood home when she was 5 years old, and her dad went on to write a book about a haunting that happened, and it's kind of like Amityville-esque. And her father passes, and she finds out that she has the house, and she goes back to renovate it, and she learns the truth basically throughout the whole book. And I like the fact that there was a dual timeline. So I think it starts off with her. Nope, lies. It starts off with the book that he wrote and his accounts of what led to why they left, and then it comes up to the present, and she explains what's happened in the 25 years since. So awesome. The ending, oh my god, I listened to it, so the last 20 minutes, did not see it coming. Did not. I mean, so much so that I'm yelling at my phone, telling the main character, hey, stop doing what you're doing. This isn't good. Something's gonna happen. Because we can't just end on this. There's no way. So yeah, I'm doing good. I'm started What Lies in the Woods. I am eyeball reading Best Served Hot and my arc. So we're doing good. I'll check in after I read a couple more. All right, I finished What Lies in the Woods. I gave it 4 stars. I was yelling at the book like the last 2 chapters. It follows a lady named Naomi, and she survived being stabbed 17 times, I think, when she was a teenager. And she names who did it. There's a court case, everything like that, and the guy gets put away. And now it's 25 years later, and she gets the call that the guy she put away has passed on from cancer. And she gets a call from her best friend because when she was being hurt in the woods, her two best friends, I think, found her or knew about it. I forget what the original story was, because it grows from that. Yeah, she gets a call from her best friend, and her best friend is like, hey, remember the witchy things that we used to do in the woods? I found some history to it, and I want to tell you about it. And so they all meet back at, I think, their hometown or whatever, and Naomi starts getting pieces of her past like pushed aside in her brain, and she starts remembering things, and she starts going back to the beginning to figure out what happened to her. And yeah, it was a ride. But yeah, towards the end, she gets in a car, and I'm yelling at the book. I'm like, had this been real, you'd be a podcast for real. Like, I don't know, like, there were just so many people that were suspect too, where I was just like, who's in on this? Is it like the whole town and it's a cover-up, or what is it? So this was really good. I thought that I had got the audiobook for Carrie on Hoopla, but it was the German version, so I think I have to read it with my eyeballs. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know if I have it in me for Carrie. I do have this one on audio as well, so I think I'm gonna listen to this tomorrow, and then I still have to work on this, and I'm getting some headway in my arc, so I'm doing good. So that's it for now. All right, no order, but I've read 3 books in the last day and a half, no, 2 days, and I DNF'd. I decided to DNF this. I did not like the FMC at all. What was her name? I don't even remember. Julie. I'm having a really hard time identifying with women in their 20s, and it's their first big thing, whatever that thing is. And she's an social media content creator, and she wanted this job with a food critic company. She didn't get it, and she meets the guy that takes her job at a food truck festival thing, and she blows up at him. He's never met her, and her friend tapes it, and then Julie edits it and then puts it on social media. And I think it's tacky. I think it's messy. I don't be that girl. Don't be that guy. Don't be that person. Like, grow up. That just, and she's salty because she has to pay, basically, to do her job. Like, when she goes to restaurants to do her Instagram posts and whatever, she has to pay to get in and meet the chefs and make it bit worthy, where this guy can go to Michelin star restaurants and he gets paid to do it, plus his meals paid for. So she was salty about that. It was tacky, and I have not wanted to pick it up because the guy through his job was like, look, we're getting backlash from our readers and things like that. So we should merge with her and you two should work together. And then he's trying to reach out to her to tell her what's going on, and she was a brat about it. So I had a hard time. I had a hard time with her. And then I read this. This was 3 stars. This is not my Captain Jack. The first part was really good. Like, Kit was the name. Yeah. Kit goes back to her grandfather's house, or to his estate, and she gets to, be her free self without, her aunts nitpicking how she doesn't belong in certain parts of society. She can just get on her horse and go for a ride. And then one night she comes across these smugglers, and she knows that they're doing it wrong, and she helps them, and she ends up being the leader of this little band of guys that are smuggling lace and ponies and stuff. And Captain Jack, he runs a different smuggling group, and they find out that this little one that they knew wasn't really smart got a new leader. So they finally find where this group is working out of, and she pretends to be a guy, and all that's cool until there's a marriage, and I tuned out. I did not like the guy. He was a tool. You fall in love with this woman for her wild spirit, and then you want to cage her, and I didn't like it. There was really good banter. She kept her spunk throughout the entire book. But yeah, I was hoping for more. What else? Finally, I can say I've read it. I think I gave this 3 stars. It's like Steel Magnolias meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer, except instead of the teenager learning that the family business is to take care of vampires at school with a watcher and everything, it's with her grannies and her mom that run the town funeral home. It had some really cool parts in it, but it was so slow, and it would not get to the point, and it just had that very southern, we'll get there, I'm like, can we just get there, please? One of the things that was cool was the undead, if they weren't made a certain way, were kind of like zombies. So that was kind of cool. So there was like a zombie raid on the town as well as vampires. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, it was interesting. I do want to read the next one. I was very upset that some of the characters that I really liked didn't make it through the book. But I will carry on with the series. And now I'm listening to this. These books are fantastic. I'm so happy that Bea talked me into it. Oop, the cat. Oh my god, the cat. What's his name? Culver? I forget how they say it. Her name's Dakota. Crap. I don't remember the name of the guy. Oh. Calder. I thought it was Culver. Well, Calder is the guy, and he's one of the brothers. And from the get-go, somebody hacks into his Tinder profile and changes everything on it. and it's just him complaining about it for the first chapter. This is great. So I have a feeling this is going to be a 5-star. I'll be surprised if she messes it up where it doesn't stay a 5-star. So yeah. And then I think the next one I'm going to get into is, I really want to get into Savage Hearts. It's just staring at me, and I want to know what happens. I have rom-commers, and then I have my 2 Stephen King books. But we're getting through the list. So I thought, for some reason this weekend, because I wasn't vibing with a lot of my books, and I felt like, you know how when you feel a slump coming on and you know that you got to switch something up? I felt that, and I was like, I can't, because I'm buying more books. I'm getting book boxes. I'm, I decided to join an ARC team. Did I finish? Yeah, I think I said that I finished the other one. So I was like, this is not a good time for a slump. So I'm very glad that this has got me going, ooh, what's gonna happen? So to be continued. Okay, so as I predicted, this was 5 stars. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. There was a spicy club that they meet up in. There was a destination wedding. There was shenanigans. There was, I love the animals on the farm. And the cat's name is Milkshake. God. There was a crap ex that entered the chat and was taken care of. Yeah. I love this series, and I don't want to talk too much about it because I really think that you should go in blind and just, if you like spice, like it's got spice from the get-go for both books so far. I cannot wait for the next one. So try it, see if you like it. What else did I read? And then I did jump in to this. I freaking love this series. I blew up 2 lives this weekend, so if you're watching, I'm sorry. But I went on the Swoony Readers live, and thank you for my win. I got to win the book for next month, so that I can, listen to it and join in with the chat next month. So that was really cool and a great surprise. But I really just wanted to know what everybody thought about Ruthless Creatures. And then for Bee and Tara's live over the weekend, because I've been reading the whole series, I'm like, I love these books. Somebody else read these. So we can talk about it. This one is about Riley. Riley is the FMC. She is Sloane's sister, and she's everything that Sloane isn't. So Sloane is this very Hollywood beauty model looking woman, right? Just what everybody wishes they could be. Plus she has, the fun, sexy banter, and she's got brains and sass and the whole 9, right? Where Riley, she is like the pixie version of her, and she's got wild troll hair, and she's a nerd. Anyway, she gets invited to hold on, Mr. Fun Computer did something. Anyway, so Sloane and Declan invite Riley to, is it Puerto Rico that they were in? I don't know. It's somewhere in the Caribbean. And Sloane knows that she's going to get married. She just doesn't know when. And Declan's like, well, she hasn't actually taken, said yes kind of thing. So while that's all happening, I'm probably going to get his name wrong. Nope. Hold on. Riley. Mal. His name's Mal. It stands for something else, but he's part of the Russian Bratva, and he goes to Cage and is like, Declan killed my brother, he needs to die, kind of thing. So Cage is like, if I don't see you, I don't know you're here. So, because his name, like, in the assassin world, basically, is the Ghost or something like that. Anyway, Mal is this big, burly Russian dude. And when he first sees Riley, he thinks she's homeless. Because she was dressed for, like, the plane, you know, you're in your sweats and your hair gets all messy, and she's got these big old owl glasses. Oh my god. And then Sloane, for one of their dinners, dresses Riley, and then he sees her coming out again, and he's like, oh my god, she's a sex worker, what are they doing to this poor kid? So he goes into the restrooms. For some reason, JT Geisinger loves bathroom scenes. Anyway, he goes in and he offers her money to leave Declan. He was like, you don't need this life, you know, just leave. Anyway, it escalates. Meanwhile, Spider is getting feelings, and Spider is one of Declan's right-hand guys. And there's this thing where Riley tries to tell Sloane and Declan that this guy keeps visiting her, and she doesn't know who he is. Is he part of, you know, the security team or whatever? And they don't believe her. So she's like, you know what? I don't care if he kills you then. You know? Anyway, one night they are exchanging why she's there kind of thing, and there's a shootout, and she gets shot, and then she has to have surgery, and then she's missing organs, and then he brings her to this cabin in the woods in Russia, and she gets attacked by a bear. I mean, it's insane. This book was insane. And the thing that I love about her writing is that the caretaking is so well done, and it gives a base to the relationships and the emotional part to, you know, the couple that is being featured in each book. And it's one of the things that I love about her writing. But there's this part where she doesn't think that he watches TV, and she's like, oh, you know, and I like this show. And he goes, oh, is it like this show? And she goes, oh my god, you watch TV? And he goes, yeah, I watch TV. And she's like looking around the hunting cabin like, there's no TV here. He goes, I don't come here to watch TV, I come here to hunt, hence the hunting cabin. So it's stuff like that that I really enjoy about dark romance, is if there's a little bit of humor with whatever else is going on. And I love the adventures in these. So cannot go on. I can't wait for Brutal Vows. Spider got his own book. That's the next book. He decides after book 3 that he's done being a good guy. And he tells Declan, look, you know, me being nice doesn't get me anywhere. Put me in for an arranged marriage. And I'm just done, you know, whatever. And so I cannot wait to see what happens in the next one. So anyway, so that was that. And then I just finished Carrie. I like the ending to the movies better than the book. The book made me tear up. Okay, but I was telling a friend, I feel that Carrie should be taught in psych and women's health, women's psych, and trainings for school shootings, all of the above. Like, it is a very well written book that is turning 50 this year, and it is still relevant right now. And I loved it. I listened to the audiobook. I think I might have enjoyed it better if I'd read it. I didn't write it. I read it. But yeah, because like towards the end it's parts of the investigation. So like there's question and answer. So when you're listening to it, it's like question, da 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 da, answer, da 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 da, and I'm like, oh my god. But and I liked the audiobook. It had interviews with Stephen King and Sissy Spacek, and Sissy Spacek interviewed multi-generation, you know, when some of the readers that love the book that read it when it first came out, new generation readers, and you know what they took from it. So that was really interesting. And for me, the key things that I remember from the movie, especially because I like the newer version, I have to rewatch the old one, but everything is pretty concise with the book, and except for the ending. And like I said, it broke my heart. It absolutely broke my heart, the ending. So I am so sorry that this is probably going to be like a 40-minute video, but I'm doing really good with my reading this month. I am 7 chapters into the rom-commers. I think I'm gonna like it. Trying to think of what other books I'm trying to finish. Not sure, but I have a few days. It's the 28th, so let's see what I can do in a couple of days, and I'll get back to you and wrap it up. All right, so I ended up DNFing the rom-commers. I did not enjoy it. I got to 60%. The female main character was still so shocked and so amazed that she was working with her idol and also having feelings for him, but kept calling him by his full name. It drove me nuts. And then he wasn't Grumpy Sunshine. He was just a grump. Didn't like him. I ended up selling it on Pango. The day that I DNF'd, it was just gone. And then I picked up Kings of Kearney finally. It was a perfect blend of Navessa Allen's spice and spunk and humor, but if she wrote a script for Sons of Anarchy, that was this book. It had a lot of fun stuff. The grandma was hilarious. Yeah, I really liked that character. The FMC was fantastic. And the MMC was really good too. So I'm glad I finally got to that one. Knock it off the list. So yeah, that was July. It was a good reading month. And I'm going into August. It's starting off good. I'm getting, what did I get? I'm almost done. I have like 3 hours left of Holly by Stephen King, and that's been sitting on my shelf forever, and it's a chunk of a book, so I'm very, very happy that I'm knocking that out of the park. So yeah, how was your reading month? What was your favorite reads? What are you looking forward to reading in August? Is there anything that you're trying to get caught up on? I am going to work on my TBR for August. And then yeah, that's where we're going. So I hope you're having a great day, great week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.